Elsewhere, Chapter 5, The Absence of Strategy. There were dreams, not loud ones, just flickers of half-thoughts. A street lamp blinking, a soft clink, the brush of a coat sleeve. Then something about losing his laptop in a field of sand. Clinton jolted awake at 8:12 a.m., chest rising fast, fingers scrambling for his glasses. Late. I'm late. What day is it? He lurched upright, nearly elbowed the lamp off the side table, and was halfway to the closet before it hit him. Oh, right. Statutory holiday. 3rd Monday in May. No work, no meetings, just accidental adrenaline. He sighed, shuffled to the kitchen, and glared at the coffee maker like it owed him emotional clarity. By 8:45, Clinton stood in his living room, sipping weak coffee and staring at a jar of dimes on his windowsill. 3 coins now, 2004, 2008, and 2012. He leaned closer to the jar, peering in like the coins might rearrange themselves when he blinked. Nothing. No new clink. No mysterious waitress. No subway platform encounter. He tapped the glass lightly. The coins shifted with a whisper. Maybe if I water them and talk to them like plants, he muttered, they'd grow a fresh one. He chuckled, but it felt hollow. Looking out the window, Talia crossed his mind. He thought, is she even thinking about me? By late morning, Clinton had scrubbed the inside of the microwave, trimmed the loose threads off every towel he owned, and alphabetized his hot sauces. He was organizing his books by emotional damage level when the buzzer rang. Paused, aware, almost sheepishly, that his Virgo tendencies were flaring again. But it brought a kind of order that made everything else feel manageable. He walked to the intercom and pressed the button. Hello? It's me. Ricky's voice cracked through the speaker. I came bearing distractions and questionable judgment. Clinton buzzed him in and left the door unlocked. Ricky entered, of course, without knocking, wearing board shorts, a sweatshirt that said, I've made worse decisions, and holding a tote bag full of mango juice and a suspiciously wrinkled plastic container. He held it up like a sacred offering. Pineapple cream cheese lumpia. Probably still edible, just don't ask who made it. Clinton arched an eyebrow. You bring expired pastries into people's homes often? Only the homes that need saving. Ricky made himself comfortable immediately, towing off his sneakers and collapsing onto the couch like he'd lived there in another life. He started opening the container, tore off a small piece of lumpia, and sniffed it. Still alive, he declared. We'll risk it. Clinton offered him coffee and waved a hand at the jar of dimes on the windowsill. Still 3, he said, in case you're keeping track. Ricky tilted his head toward the jar. He made a face that was meant to be amused, but his eyes lingered longer than Clinton expected. Like snow globes, but sad, Ricky said, trying to be casual. Then, you think she's leaving them? Clinton shrugged. Maybe. Maybe it's just my brain looking for symbols because silence freaks me out. Yeah, quiet can get real loud, Ricky murmured, picking at the hem of his sweatshirt. He glanced at the coins again, but didn't press. Instead, he turned toward the bookshelf. Okay, but seriously, emotional danger level? He plucked a copy of Never Let Me Go off the shelf. This is near the incineration zone. You are playing dangerous games. Clinton smirked. I alphabetized the hot sauce. I needed a second system. They hung there for a moment, soft jazz playing from a Bluetooth speaker in the background. Ricky rolled the lumpia container between his palms, stood, and wandered to the bookshelf again, this time quieter. You doing okay? He asked without looking over. Clinton hesitated. I'm noticing things. That's as far as I'll go. Ricky nodded, still not pushing. Sometimes noticing's enough. Keeps you from disappearing entirely. There was a pause. Clinton exhaled. You're not going to go full Shama on me now, are you? Nah, Ricky said. That's next week. I'm borrowing crystals from Marcia. You do realize if this ghost girl ends up being a librarian or something, you're going to have to marry her. I can live with that, Clinton said. You would live in a haunted apartment. You'd categorize the ghosts and install mood lighting. They both laughed. At 3:45, they were in someone's backyard. The air was warm, the playlist stuck in a nostalgic spiral. A woman in light-up sneakers was doing tarot under a beach umbrella. A couple slow danced near the kiddie pool, while a dog in a tutu barked along to Stevie Wonder. Someone grilled tofu skewers while two kids fought over a glittery water gun with surprising seriousness. On the fence, a sign read, "Welcome weirdos, no shoes, no problem." A portable disco ball cast spinning light dots across the grass. Someone juggled kiwis. Near the house, a small group of women tried to disconnect a Bluetooth speaker that kept connecting to someone's Fitbit. The smell of barbecue and cheap lager curled through the air. Clinton sipped mango juice from a plastic cup. "This place," he said. "Yeah?" Ricky asked. "It's given mad scientist camp, but with adult liability waivers." Ricky grinned. "Exactly. That is the vibe." A man in a cape offered Clinton a crystal blessed by someone named Marcia, who owns 3 cats and a crystal shop. Clinton took it politely, then passed it to Ricky, who slipped it into his pocket with a wink. "Added to the archive." Eventually, they meandered toward a shaded corner where a group had gathered around a folding table, covered in coins, bottle caps, and half-eaten snacks. "Time for penny poker," someone shouted. Clinton shrugged. Why not? The rules were vague, the stakes non-existent, and the players deeply unserious. Everyone used whatever was in their pockets, nickels, tokens, maybe a washer from someone's sink repair. Clinton scanned the coins without thinking, out of habit, maybe out of hope. Nothing stood out. No shine, no significance. He felt relieved, quietly. He sat across from DJ Caffeine, a low-energy woman who occasionally murmured, "That's deep," no matter what anyone said. Clinton lost every round, but he didn't mind. Ricky appeared mid-game, chewing something that looked suspiciously like cake and holding 2 sodas. "You look like you're planning a heist," Ricky said, squinting at the table. "I'm just trying to remember if a straight beats a flush," Clinton replied. "Spoiler, I don't have either." "You got spirit and sweat, my friend." Clinton looked at him sideways. "Is that Latin wisdom again?" "Nah," Ricky said. "That's from my own playbook. Never bet big without carbs. Panic hard, smile wider, and hope they fold." The sun dipped lower, the laughter stretched longer, and weirdness softened into something like comfort. Later, as the party dispersed and the sky began to smudge orange, they climbed into Ricky's dented hatchback. The door creaked in protest, and Clinton had to yank twice before the seatbelt clicked. "You trust this thing?" he asked. "Only when the moon's in Scorpio," Ricky replied, jiggling the gear stick like he was apologizing to it. The car made a wheezing sound, coughed once, then caught. The tape deck hissed as Ricky shoved in a cassette labeled Rollin' Retro. Smooth R&B and funky bass lines spilled out, just a little rough around the edges from overuse. Clinton grinned. "That's got more groove than you're driving." They laughed, and Ricky turned up the volume. The windows were cracked, letting in the night air. They passed a group of teens skateboarding down the center line like it was their birthright. After a long silence, Clinton spoke. "You ever wonder if any of it means anything?" Ricky didn't answer right away. The streetlights blinked on in pairs. Then, eyes on the road, he said, "You know, not everything weird is bad." Clinton turned to him. "Sometimes weird's just what no one else is looking at long enough to understand." Clinton was quiet for a few minutes. "That yours?" "I wrote that on a napkin once," Ricky said, "after a date that ended with someone throwing a slice of pizza at me and saying I had a disaster energy." He laughed. Clinton laughed softly. "She wasn't wrong about me being a little different, you know." "Yeah, and at least I'm not alone in it anymore," Ricky said. "There's strength in numbers. If we're weird together, it'll just look like a trend." Clinton smirked, shaking his head. God help the trendsetters. Then they hit a bump, and something in the glove compartment squealed. Ricky slapped it shut without looking. "You keep a raccoon in there?" Clinton asked. "Just emergency pickles." "What?" Ricky shrugged like it was the most normal thing in the world. "You never don't need them." He tapped the dashboard. "Also, maybe a backup bagel pack, because, you know, carbs don't just eat themselves. Clinton blinked. Pickles and bread? Ricky stared straight ahead. Pickles are the priority. Clinton smirked. Sure, it's totally not about the carbs. Exactly, Ricky said, a little too quickly. Anyway, home stretch. When the car sputtered to a stop, the night wasn't quite over, but it had said most of what it needed to. Upstairs, Clinton kicked off his shoes and turned on a lamp. The fridge hummed. The city murmured beyond the glass. He walked to the windowsill and looked at the jar. Still 3 dimes. He didn't feel disappointed. Just still, like he managed to sidestep the pull of the platform just for one day. Let the world be weird without needing an answer. He tapped the glass. No shift, no message. Outside, Ricky's voice floated up the street. No, Tito. Outside the barbershop. Inside is a whole legal category. Wait, is that cheese? Bro, do not send me that photo. His laughter echoed off the buildings, then faded. Clinton smiled and finally sat still. Then slowly he reached over to the jar, unscrewed the lid, and placed it beside the jar. Not a gesture of surrender, just readiness. Whatever came next, it could find him here.